Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, my earth signs, thank you for being with me. I am doing your new moon reading for March 2021, and I am calling in our angels and guides of the highest vibrations of love and light because I don't want to talk to anyone else. And at the end of this reading, I will be answering 3 questions. So I'll give you a heads up so that you can pause the video if you want to get your questions together, and then I'll answer yes or no. And then also talk a little bit about the energy of whatever that question is. So let's get to it. And what is your energy for the March new moon? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What is going on with you? Okay. So the first thing that I see is coming from this place of being really strong in your actions. So it's like being strategic and being really strong in your actions. And the big picture has to do with internalizing a lot of stuff. It's also being observant. The high priestess here, being observant, internalizing things that are going on around you, and trying to be action oriented. But it's like you're not, it's like, it reminds me of, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission or something like that. That's what it seems like. It's like you're being kind of stealth, and your actions are, kind of charging forward, but you're not really telling anybody what it is that you're doing. You're just doing what's right for you, which, there you have it. The heart of the situation is talking about something not moving forward. And here's some covert energy or some toxic energy going on. So here's this, because there's some kind of sickness there, it's thwarting any actions to move forward or go forward. It actually even almost feels like someone had shared something in the past with someone, like I'm going to do this thing. Yeah, maybe even over drinks, but I'm going to do this thing. And then somehow being open about what it is that you were going to do thwarted your whole situation there. So keeping it to yourself is important to you right now, or that's why you're being covert about this. Even happening now and into the near future, it's talking about completely halting. So it's like you're stopping your plans, or you're not talking about your plans anymore to anyone else. Even your advice is like, you have to do the things that are making you feel divinely guided. Also, you have to listen to your intuition. It's almost like I thought I could trust this person, but I couldn't. But also, my inhibitions were down for some reason. And I basically kind of spilled the beans a little bit. And now the big picture is like, yeah, we don't talk about that. The first rule of Fight Club here. So, your angels and guides are talking about something being unfinished business. Something needs to happen in order for you to walk through the threshold and do something new, start that new chapter. And your higher self is saying, yeah, I am working on it. I'm working on it. I'm figuring something out. I'm building it up, and I'm working on it. So, past, present, and future. In the past, it's like, yeah, I spilled the muffins and now I regret it. And the present is like, there are so many opportunities that I could invest in, or there's so many opportunities that I could make solid right now. And I'm not going to talk to anyone about it. I am going to evaluate this on my own and internalize it and figure it out for myself with my intuition. So here in the future, in the trajectory, you're opening the door, and it's like you are creating this opportunity for yourself, or you see an opportunity and you set out to do this thing. Okay, release the idea that you're going to be left out in the cold, or that this is going to completely drain you. It won't completely drain your resources when you're using your intuition, when you are listening to yourself. Yeah, and you're saying, I have adversity to, I have resistance to not being in my high and full potential. And so that what that means is you have momentum to be in your full potential. It's like, this king is not messing around. I am serious about my endeavors here. So I want to get a little clarification, earth signs, about what's happening. I'm going to use the Lenormand for that. So earth signs, give me some clarification, angels and guides, about what the higher self is talking about. Yep, the higher self is like, I am definitely working on some things and I'm figuring some things out because I was subjected to some kind of a mountain here, some kind of a challenge. And your angels and guides are saying, the next thing that you invest in or commit to has to be something of the heart. It has to be something that you care about, or there's something about it that you're using your intuition, you're using your center of heart space, your tiny space within the sacred space of your heart. You're going deep with it. You're really committing to it. Okay, so happening now and into the near future. Here we have the halt. I'm not going to tell anybody anything. I'm going to look at what's going on internally and not talk about it. I want some clarification on that. Right. There's some kind of like image shock. There's a shock that we thought it was one way, but it was a completely different way. Or it's almost even like somebody stole an idea or started doing something on their own that you said that you were interested in doing. I'm not worried about that though, so much because of this. It's like, you know, anybody who steals an idea like that, that's lack mentality. And this is not earth signs. This is not about you. This is, you're not lack mentality. This is like, I have all of these opportunities that I can invest in. So you stealing something from me only makes me that much more creative, actually, and that much more ready to manifest whatever it is. So I'm not worried about that, even though it's really irritating and it's also disheartening because I feel like you trusted these people or you were feeling like you were able to disclose this information. Right. And okay, in your trajectory, here we have this opening of doors, and then we have some kind of travel. So there's some kind of travel that is associated with these new prospects. Okay, I am going to ask for advice first for Taurus. So Taurus, what kind of advice are your angels and guides giving you for this month? Your advice: start something fresh, start something new, don't look back, keep going forward. Yeah, get over heartbreak real quick. It's like you just received information that you needed to know. You needed to know that about whoever that was, and it's going to be valuable for the future. That was actually helpful information to get, even though it was in maybe some kind of a harsh way or a disheartening way. Okay, so Virgo. Okay, Virgo, yours were already upright. So your advice is also having something to do with completely letting something in the past go and moving forward with your mind, in your mind. Don't revisit this over and over and over again. It's like cut it loose easily and effortlessly. It's also kind of like, I'm hearing don't be discouraged, but it's also kind of like cutting something off and not looking back. Like, okay, true colors were shown, move on. Yeah, and I'm hearing don't give second chances. Woo! Okay, so that's for Virgo. Capricorn, what kind of advice do you have? Capricorn, this is also talking about like water under the bridge. Something was illuminated and now leave it in the past and don't let it affect you going forward into the future. And this is, again, like, get back to the drawing board. You have stuff to do. You can't let this keep you down or hold you back. You've got too many things to do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull cards for those 3 questions. So if you need to pause, go ahead and pause and get your 3 questions in order, and I will talk about yes or no and some energy around whatever the question is. So the first one I'm going to say is a no. And this is the culmination of all of the kings, but he's coming in reversed. So basically, he has this energy of all of the kings, but perhaps not their best traits, or he's not stepping into their best traits. Usually this has something to do with ego, but also not having the, just not having the feeling of self-esteem to move forward. So there's some kind of power that is lacking in this, and also it has to do with some kind of relationship not coming into fruition, or a relationship coming to an end, or some kind of relationship that is not compatible the way it needs to be for this to happen. Okay, second question, earth signs. And I'm going to say this is a no also. This is about if there's any kind of thing about going forward. It's almost like this cycle has completed itself. There's even been some karma that's completed in this cycle, and you can move on to something completely different. This is talking about this endeavor being really, I even want to say heinously stressful, which is kind of a funny thing to say, but it's like taking on other people's responsibilities that are not your own and really taking them on and really being burdened by them. Okay, question number 3. Question number 3, I'll say this is a no, not yet, because this is some kind of decision that needs to be made, that will be made, but after some incubation, after some figuring out logistics, figuring out how I feel about this, figuring out what it is that I know about this thing. I'm not in a place where I can make a decision right now. I have too many things to think about. I don't know how I feel about it yet. It's that kind of thing. So it's a no, not right now. And a decision has to be made in order for something to move forward. More information about that energy has to do with, I am not completely emotionally satisfied with this project or this outcome or this thing. I'm not emotionally 100% committed to this. Okay, earth signs, there you have it. That is your reading for the new moon in March. I will talk to you soon, and let me know how it's going this month, okay? Bye.